Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host. Dysfunctional world.
I'm your boy Said, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
Screaming, let's talk.
What we talking about today?
The people's validity. Why is it that men and women don't understand that some men, most men, that acquire land, a good job, a stable income, rise up? Whereas women who stay stagnant, maybe gain weight, or have a bunch of kids, goes down.
Yeah, I mean that tends to be the case. But are we saying that when they get like that, they're no longer valid?
We're not saying not valid. We're just saying that the validity of people change. Like an 18-year-old coming out of high school with no money, no ambition, no drive, is not as valuable as the 45-year-old that has a company. Or an 18-year-old woman or 19-year-old woman in her peak in life, and a 45-year-old woman with children, weight gain, and maybe in a still financial bracket.
I mean, but I'm saying, are we saying like when we're saying the validity of people? So are we saying that because validity is going to be the base word of this? So
Right.
At 19, they're more valid at 19 than they are at 45.
Some of them are, yes.
Oh, I agree with that. All the way, hands down. Hands down, yes. Yes. Now, and I ain't mean to cut you off, but I think for most of them, not looks-wise. I don't think so. Now, in my opinion, just in my opinion.
Okay.
Now, and now this is a tricky answer, right? Because at 19, I would say that the natural beauty is more so there for the 19-year-old.
True.
For the 45-year-old, she knows how to make herself beautiful and sexy.
True.
It's a total different thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she has life experience. She knows what turns a man on, whereas this 19-year-old is just naturally beautiful. Just, you know what I'm saying? Because she's young and youthful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. So, that's why I said it's a tricky answer. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to just hit on one thing and be like,
Gotcha.
no, this person ain't got no validity. But it's like, well, this 45-year-old got the trick up her sleeve.
So would that be the same? How would you describe the 18, 19-year-old man versus the 45-year-old man?
Oh, okay. And it's funny because with that one, it's just the opposite. The 18-year-old man don't know shit. Nothing at all, right? And he shouldn't. That's why a lot of these guys who be spoon-fed, you know what I'm saying, and white-collared and stuff like that, they don't fare too well once they become a certain age as far as in the dating market, because they don't have a certain machismo, a certain, you know what I'm saying, about themselves. So when the man is 18-year-old, yes, he's valid because of his potential, because of the potential that he has.
Okay.
But when he's 45, 50, you see what I'm saying, that potential done kicked in, came to pass, and now you're doing whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
And once again, that man has life experiences to understand how to maneuver through life. By the time you hit 45, you understand you don't have to chase the dollar no more. You understand how to get to a bag. You see what I'm saying? It's a different grind now because you've been through with that 19-year-old thinking that he got to work 3 jobs. Because he got the energy. He don't need but 2 hours of sleep. Whereas 45, we get it. And neither one of us is 45, but I'm just saying we in our 40s. So we understand, one, why work 3 jobs when you can work 2 full-time jobs?
Right.
And still get some sleep and make the same kind of money. We get that in our 40s.
Right.
The 18-year-old don't see that.
Right.
All he sees, I got 3 jobs.
You gotta get this money.
Right, gotta get this money. Now understand, 2 full jobs is the same thing, if not more. So his value is there, but his is in potential.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So stock.
Yeah, his is in, right, because you don't know what he's gonna be yet, but you know the potential is there, but it's up to him whether or not he tap into it. But that 45-year-old man, hell yeah, he done got it out the money. He's there now. That's the equity. Exactly.
Okay.
Boom, that's the equity, right.
So then how would you describe the women? Would that be stock and equity with them too?
No, I would say stock and depreciation. Right? Stock and depreciation, but not depreciation in the way that it sounds, right? Depreciation in the sense that debt has value.
Okay.
Like I was just explaining to my younger brother, debt has value.
It does.
A high value Most millionaires carry $600,000 in debt on average per year. Whole nother conversation. But debt has value, which is why collection agencies will buy your debt. Anyway, whole nother conversation. But so when you look at it in terms of a woman, right? Beauty-wise, the younger she is, the more youthful, the more beautiful she'll be, just naturally. No makeup, just naturally, right?
Okay.
But the more she goes up, the more the natural beauty fades, but more of the experience kicks in, more of knowing how to be sexy, knowing what men like. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So she can turn a man on, and she may not be as in the face pretty as this 18-year-old. She's not ugly, but she's not as pretty. Gotcha. But at the same time, that man is way more turned on by the 45-year-old, what she's doing, how she's doing it. Right. You see what I'm saying? She's quote unquote stroking his ego. Right. So now, and to get to the depreciation part, her beauty is depreciating. Everything else is appreciating. But when, like I said, when there's a value in debt, because even though her beauty is depreciating, more and more men are gonna want her.
You think so?
Yep.
Would she be more sought after than the 18-year-old?
No, of course not. Never. Well, to a certain group of men. Okay. Age-wise, of course, the men in the 18-year-olds age group are gonna chase her all day anyway. You see what I'm saying? So she's not going to be sought after a certain type of man. No, of course not. But now, can she party with that man? Yes. Can she be seen with him, man? Probably not. Can she get on his boat? Yes. His club, his VIP, his section? Oh, all of that, all of the above. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But that's, once again, that's the depreciating face value of the older woman, right? But she's coming down now, and look at it like this. You ever seen a woman who was super fine and people was kind of afraid to talk to her?
Yes.
But if she got a scar on her face, if they seen any chink in her armor, more people would approach her then.
Yes.
It's the same concept with a woman who's no longer as beautiful as she used to be. Now more men are like, okay, so she ain't a 10, she ain't way up there, she done came down off that pedestal a little bit. Oh, I got a chance now. Life done humbled her a little. You see what I'm saying? So but it's still a value because men are still coming. And I'm talking about men who got something, men who about something, not just Joe Blow off the street. Okay. So her depreciation still has value to it. Because now men who thought that I never had a chance with her, now they think I got a chance with her. And these are men who have something. Right. Yeah, so, okay. That's the difference in it. I just think that, go ahead. Matter of fact, I've been talking too long.
No. Go ahead.
I mean, I think that it's a game, right? It's a game. And I always, this wasn't mine, but I kind of flipped it and made it mine. You look at it like a NASCAR. Okay. Right? The older a NASCAR, the car itself gets, the more it's broke in, quote unquote. The more this driver is connected with this car, the more he don't want to give this car up. Even though the newest, latest model is sitting right here next to him that they just spent $2 million on. He want the older car.
I like the way.
You see what I'm saying? He been winning in this car. He grinded. He came up, got it out the mud in NASCAR with this car.
He knows the road.
He know exactly with this car, and this is the older car.
Gotcha.
That's the best analogy right there.
I think we just needed to put our cap on the red pill conversation. Because I was watching Fit and
Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, I was watching them, and it was talking, and the dude, the Arabic dude, was telling the ladies how the older you get, the less value you'll be, versus a young girl being very valuable, right, and being able to allow him to have multiple women because she's young and doesn't know any better, versus someone who's older and says, I want you to only have one woman, and he's of value by this time, because he gets older, he establishes and buys things, becomes somebody that he won't settle for that. And then one lady was like, well, if I can't go through his phone, I ain't gonna have that. And he's like, well,
you ain't gonna have it then.
A dude ain't gonna allow that to happen.
No.
She's like, well, I'll go inside his head. He's like, he's really not gonna allow that to happen.
That's right. That's not gonna happen either. And I want to say this too before we close it out. I've seen episodes where they talked about stuff like that, right? And I want to address it because I like the show. Okay, I like the show. Overall, I think it's a good show. I think it's very entertaining. Yeah. I just disagree with him sometimes when he say that part right there, right?
Okay.
And even though me and you were just talking about it, because he don't never, and it's cool to look at it two different ways.
Right.
I look at it the way he look at it, but with a twist to it, like I said, with the depreciation thing, the way I just explained it. Even though a woman may not be physically as pretty as she was when she was 18, she's way more sexier at 45 than that woman is at 18.
She can be, yes.
Sexy wise.
Yes.
Because a woman don't know how to be sexy at 18.
No.
She's pretty and beautiful.
Pretty.
You see what I'm saying?
That's what works for her, right?
Right. But this 45-year-old woman have life experiences. She knows what it takes to turn a man on. So when they always say, excuse me, as a woman gets older, she loses value and stuff like that, right? I understand, excuse me, the metrics that they're using. Okay, yes, men don't care about a woman's education. But let me say this. That's if you don't want a woman who's educated. If you want a woman who's educated, you're going to care about that. I cared about that. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A man,
a woman with common sense, period.
Right, exactly. I just want to be able to have a conversation with her, right?
Not just a person that you just look at because they're pretty and that's it.
Exactly. The woman's money, I totally agree with him on that. Men don't care about a woman's money, how much she make. I agree with that, in my opinion, because I don't care.
Because we're bred to...
We bred different.
We're bred to spend... To get
our money.
We're bred to make wealth and share with a woman in hopes of creating a family.
Right.
Whereas
Exactly.
women aren't bred to make money, share with a man, and create a family.
Well, I mean...
Some do it, but that's not what they're bred for. A lot of them have been taught by older people that if he ain't got no money, he can't do nothing for you.
Right.
And that mentality means that you are cutting out a ton of men that could be potentials.
Right.
Like you said about the 18, 19-year-olds.
That... Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it is. I just lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that a good woman can bring out the best in a man, potential-wise, to make him live up to whatever he's supposed to be.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
You know,
absolutely.
Life responsibilities can do that too.
That's what it was. The money thing. I don't think that a man cares about what a woman makes. Right.
I don't know any.
And what I mean by that, of course, the man want a woman who work. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying as far as like, oh, you make $10 an hour, you make $15 an hour. Niggas ain't on it like that. Niggas don't care. If he like her, he like her.
True.
Like you always hear a CEO of a company would literally try to holler at a girl who work on fries at McDonald's. Literally.
True.
That's the mindset of a man. So that's why I say I disagree with them when they always say the older she get. I understand, like I said, the metrics of what they're using, right? And that's true because a lot of the things that women say about themselves that make them so high and mighty, men don't care about it. Like, okay, I'm a boss bee. I got my own business. I got a master's degree. These are things that men don't care about at all.
I mean, unless he met you...
In the grand scheme of things.
Unless he met you while you were getting your master's degree, because y'all went to school together, he really cared less that you went to college.
Right, but I just be disagreeing with them. You know what I'm saying? When they be like, oh, the older she get, I understand where they coming from, but it's just like, you don't understand. There's some women, who
age well.
Age very well. And I'm talking about without all that makeup crap and stuff like that, right? They just age well. They take care of themselves. You can't say that they value depreciate. You can't say that. I mean, like I said, overall I get it because he right, the higher a woman ascends the ladder in anything, any business. I
don't know if they came up with that or if Kevin Samuels' misdialect came up with that.
Well, I think Kevin Samuels plucked that out of the blue collar world. Okay. And he made it famous. It was already a thing, right?
Okay.
Which is the truth though. The more a woman climbs the ladder and the more money she makes, it's gonna be harder for her to date down. So she's gonna have to either date lateral, which is somebody who makes as much she make, or date up. Most women like to date up. You know what I'm saying? So that's true. But once again, it's not as if she won't date a dude who's like one step beneath her. Meaning literally one step.
Some of them say they won't. I mean, what they say.
A lot of women say that, but
if a good dude come around.
Exactly. Because they don't know how much this man make when they first meet him.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody is their real self when they first meet somebody. You meet the representative.
I am.
Well, okay, you're the anomaly. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm the corny guy.
Yeah.
I'm the real
I ain't
me.
gonna say you corny. Nah,
I'm the real me when I meet somebody.
Well, and that's cool. You know, but you know, most people, especially those upper echelon, you know, 100,000, 200, like them folk, you know, they be fake, they be bougie.
They put on the front.
Yeah. So she ain't gonna know how much he make. And then by the time he tell her, she done fell in love with the dude.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, That's once again, I like the show.
But
Great
they
show.
said that too, though. That was one of the
What?
comments that were made.
Said-
That women set standards for certain men, but they break those same standards for other men.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, that's true.
Because I had a friend tell me she would never date a drug dealer. And then one day I found out, ooh, he's a drug dealer. Well, I'm already with him now. So.
See?
What?
Right. They already with him. They already fell
Well,
in
I
love
didn't know
with
he
him.
was doing this.
Right.
How you didn't know?
You knew. Or they'll make an excuse like, oh, he not on the corner every day. You know what I'm saying? He the boss. He in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll make an excuse for him. Like, baby girl, he a dope dealer. He still, whether he hand to hand or he in charge coordinating. They'll make excuses for it, try to jazz it up and make it sound better than what it is.
They will.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, he getting bricks, baby girl.
He's still a drug dealer.
He breaking it down just like everybody. Like come on now. But anyway, y'all, that's the show for today. We appreciate y'all tuning in on this one. Be sure to drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. What else?
Subscribe, notification, comment.
That's right. There you go.
Press the like button.
Like button. That's what I was thinking about. Smash it, as they say.
Smash the like button. With that being said, I'm your host.
I'm your boy Sid. Peace.